What are enzymes? They are proteins that speed up chemical reactions. Without them, reactions can still occur, but they would be too slow to support life. There are many different types of enzymes, and they come in all manner of shapes and sizes. For example, what you call the piranha enzyme is actually pepsin. It is only found in the stomach and digests proteins. Enzymes can appear very different. They all share a few characteristics in common. Let's now take a look at what these are. Number 1. Each enzyme has an active site. This is the groove in the enzyme where the molecules they act on, called captured and made to undergo a reaction. The substrates are either broken apart or combined together to form products. For instance, starch found in the bread that you eat is digested to form simple sugars called glucose that is then absorbed into the body. Glucose is used up as energy, but when there's too much of it, special enzymes combine the glucose molecules together to form a giant molecule called glycogen, which is then stored away in the liver and muscles for later use. Number 2, enzymes are very specific. Each enzyme can only bind to one type of substrate. Let's look at the case of lipase enzyme, which breaks down fats. Molecules like glucose and proteins cannot fit into the active site of lipase. Only fat cells can bind to the active site because they have the right shape. This ability to act on just fat cells is very important for lipase. Lipase converts fats into energy. Now imagine what would happen if lipase can also convert proteins into neurochemicals for the brain to function well. If you no longer need the extra energy from your storage of fats, lipase will be deactivated. But this means that lipase can no longer produce precious neurochemicals for your brain. In other words, when you stop burning fats, you end up damaging your brain. To prevent such freakish scenarios from happening in our body, enzymes must only act on one type of molecule. Number 3, enzymes are recycled. Enzymes are not altered by the reactions they speed up. Immediately after they finish one reaction, on a new substrate. This way, only a small amount of enzyme is needed to speed up thousands of reactions.
What do bread, cheese, and soy sauce have in common? They are diet staples of billions of people around the world, and they are produced by fermentation. These foods and many others are made possible by the use of enzymes in food production.
The rennet enzyme, which is historically extracted from calves, and that is the enzyme that actually clots milk and helps to create the cheese. But they are the only ingredients that we use for it.
Coming pretty well?
Perfect.
So if it doesn't stick to your fingers, it's basically ready?
It's ready to go.
Okay, and when you say go, what does that mean?
That means we're going to cut.
We're going to cut the cheese?
We're going to cut the cheese.
So this is the cheese knife. Looks like a cheese grater almost. These are plastic?
Fish line.
Fish line.
Take it all the way down to the bottom and slide it across.
So we're separating the curds from the whey, right?
Right.
What's wrong with you, Billy? Well, I'll tell you what's wrong. Billy.
Milk. It's just for kids, right? Absolutely. Kids of any age. Dairy products are the most common source. That's why a lot of milk products are fortified with vitamin D. In addition to calcium and vitamin D, milk is a good source of energy. That energy is in the form of a large sugar molecule called lactose. The body can't use that energy, though, until it breaks the lactose down during digestion with the help of the enzyme lactase into two smaller sugar molecules, glucose and galactose. When we don't produce enough lactase, then the lactose doesn't get digested properly. This is called lactose intolerance.
Through dietary research and modern technology, the food industry is always providing new and tasty alternatives to lactose products. You can have dairy-free foods that still offer you calcium, such as broccoli, beans, tofu, soy milk, rice milk, almond milk, coconut milk, hazelnut milk, oat milk, hemp milk, peanut milk, and horchata, or even lactose hydrolyzed milk.
Fermented foods make up about 1/3 of the diet of humans today. People have been preserving food with this process for thousands of years. So biotechnology is really just inventing new ways to improve this old process. Researchers are now utilizing and modifying enzymes to make fermentation more efficient and also to increase the quality, safety, and product consistency of preserved foods. Enzymes aid in the manufacture of fruit juice, corn syrup, candies with soft centers, beer, cheese, sausage, and many other foods and drinks. In fact, food producers use over 55 different enzymes to make many basic elements of our diets.